Hey, what's going on? It's Paul Allen from the TCO studios on KFAN and the Vikings Radio Network. It is X's and O's with Vikings head coach Mike Zimmer on a 2-game winning streak heading to his home state, Illinois, for Monday Night Football against the Chicago Bears. You know, I got to credit you, Coach, because in looking back at some of these fiascos this team has had at Soldier Field, and there have been a lot of them over the last 20 years, you've managed to win there 2 times since you've been the head coach, and they've only won there 4 times out of 19. How do you do it?
Well, you just got to play better than the other team. You know, it's always a hard trip. You know, their fans there are great fans. You know, and they've got great players. So I think, you know, all those things combined make it difficult.
In the victory over the Detroit Lions, first of all, congratulations, 2 in a row, still a lot of work to do. Kris Boyd's first start, went right at him with that first play, knocked it away, whiffed on Marvin later, touchdown. Raising kids like we talked about last week. Isn't it just awesome?
Yeah, well, you know, he did play a lot better this last week. You know, he challenged the receivers quite a bit. He did a pretty good job in the running game. Unfortunately, missed that tackle. You know, Paul, that was the exact same basically play a year ago up in Detroit that Trey Waynes missed a tackle on Marvin Jones and scored a touchdown.
Wow, holy cow.
So,
now,
yeah.
You know, when I was able to leave my 10-foot circumference here at TCO Performance Center and chat with you, I recall late in the season, you liked what you were seeing from Kris Boyd in practice. I just remember you saying really good things about Kris. So, like, what did you like then to where he is now?
Well, I think he saw some of those things this last week. You know, his acceleration, he's got really good ball skills, but he can really run. He's physical in the run game. You know, he's done a really nice job for us in special teams a year ago. So I think all those things combined, you see the athletic ability, and it's just about, you know, being the same guy every day, same technique, same alignments, understanding all the different formations and things that he has to do.
Just a quick kids check, because the future is so important if you get the opportunity. Jeff Gladney, what are you liking about him off that Lions game?
Well, Jeff had 3 third down breakups this week, which, you know, that's always a good thing. You know, we're trying to get our guys more involved in knocking balls down, getting ball disruption. And I think in that game he did a nice job. Ezra
Cleveland, third start. What are we liking about him?
Yeah, I think you're starting to see some of the athleticism that shows up on especially on some of the zone plays. We still got some things to work on with him that will help him to become a better player, but he's got good size and good athletic ability, and he's a pretty tough kid.
Baptism by fire for him and the rest of those guys this week, right? Danny Trevathan, Akeem Hicks, Roquan Smith, you know more than me. He's never played better. And Bilal Nichols, nobody's heard of him, but he's good. I mean, this is going to be a tough one.
Yeah, this is a tough one. They've got a lot of really good players on their defense. They're very stout. They're very aggressive. You know, you didn't even mention Khalil Mack. You know, so they've got a lot of good guys in the secondary as well. Their corners play well. You know, the Johnson kid from Utah is a good player. So you know, it'll be a great test for us offensively as well.
Back to that kids check for a second. Justin Jefferson at the midway point. What are we liking about him?
I think he's just settling in, and you know, the more opportunities he gets, the more plays he makes. He's good with the ball in his hands. He's good with going up and getting the ball, contested catches. I think he's starting to understand some of the releases a little bit better now that he has to do in the NFL. So you know, really the sky's the limit for him.
Last couple with Justin specifically, are you starting to see safety shade his way a little bit?
Well, I'm starting to see corners follow him a little bit more. So, yeah, some of the times, but this last week the safety shaded to add him a little bit more. But you know, these guys do a good job in the back end. Chicago does with their 2 safeties, Eddie Jackson. You know, they'll be trying to trick us and move one way or the other.
Last one on the kids, can't forget him, Dan Chisena, the gunner. What are we seeing from Dan? He's pretty fast, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a fast guy. We got to continue to work with him on some of his releases and get offs. He's doing a nice job on kickoff return as far as his blocking. And he's had some good rushes, opportunities to maybe block a punt. So we gotta continue to work with him on some of his technique.
Speaking of kick and punt returns, what were some teaching moments for KJ Osborne off that Detroit game?
Well, I think on the punt return, I'm watching the guy in pregame, and he's almost hitting the roof. And the second punt that he had that he didn't fair catch was a 5.4 second hang time or something. You got to fair catch that. And then there was one, and on the kickoffs, he has the ability to start going, and then he can't stutter. He's got to keep running and get vertical.
With your secondary, Mike, do you sense things absolutely are settling back there out of the bye, maybe with a little more cover two?
Well, we've played a lot more cover two, definitely, but we have to mix the coverages. It's just like every other week. You can't sit in there and play just straight cover two. And we've had some adaptations of the cover twos. We've had some adaptations of quarters and some three deep and some pressure. So that's kind of what you got to do.
These defensive linemen, not many around the league have heard a lot of the names, and maybe Afadio Denebo off last year. Doesn't matter. I mean, they're playing out of their minds for you right now, right?
Well, they're playing very hard, and that's important. They've been doing a really good job in the run game, which if we can get teams in 2nd and 8, 2nd and 9, 2nd and 10, that adds to a lot of what we can do with not only with our corners but with our pressure package and trying to confuse the quarterback.
Is Jaleel Johnson bursting with confidence right now?
Yeah, Jaleel, he has his moments where he kind of forgets where he's going, but I think he feels, the thing I admire the most about Jaleel is he'll go in there and he'll throw his stuff around. He's going to be physical and aggressive, and sometimes it doesn't go the right way all the time, but Andre gets him back on track, and he goes back out there and gets back to it.
Mike, I have to believe the way the running game is going, 160 a clip, the way Dalvin's going. I have to believe the play-action game moving forward. I mean, that just has to have merit all over the place, right?
Yeah, that'll be the next part of it. I think that's something that we do well. Our receivers do a good job of getting open off of it. The running game sets it up very well, and so we'll have to continue to do both those things.
Does Cordero Patterson bring everything out of the end zone?
Yeah, if you don't kick it out of the end zone, it's coming out, and he's not just a good returner; he's a great returner.
Yeah, maybe one of the best, if not the, in the history of the National Football League. That'll be a challenge.
Very physical runner. He's a very physical runner, hits the seams hard. He does a great job. X's
and O's with Mike Zimmer. Ever had 2 punts blocked in a game before Sunday? Ever seen that?
Nope. We blocked a couple against Carolina a few years ago, but we've never had 2 blocked against us.
This Bears front with Eddie Jackson behind them, back to your running game versus this gang. With not having fans at Soldier Field, A, that's super sad like US Bank Stadium, but secondly, it's probably not going to hurt Cousins and your offense in the running game, right?
No, that shouldn't hurt anything there. It's the Akeem Hicks and Mack and those guys. Those are the difficult guys we're going to have to take care of.
The Bears have lost 3 in a row. Overall, how are they playing into Monday night's game?
Well, they've been a lot of close games. They lost last week on a close one. I believe it against Tennessee.
Yep.
And so they've had a lot of really good games. They've won some games late. And they've lost some games late. So, it's going to be important for us that, I think it's probably going to be a fairly low-scoring game, and we're going to have to try and keep the score down and try to manage the game with the things that we do well.
And Professor Zimmer teaches every single week, even though it may be cliche. Honestly, I haven't seen the take-give as important for a team as this one through the first 8. I mean, what are you, -8 in losses, +5 in wins? I mean, it's kind of everything, right?
Yeah, it's really important for us. You know, the less possessions that the other team has and the more that we have is always a good thing. And you know, hopefully they continue to come in bunches, because that's, you know, we got 3 this last week. Hopefully we can get a couple more this next week. And you know, obviously we don't want to turn the ball over offensively.
Last one, Coach, and thanks for the time. You think playing in that windy Lambeau Field game will help you guys Monday night in case it comes up windy?
Yeah, you know, there's a possibility it's going to be windy. You know, it's always got a little bit of wind there in Soldier Field. And so hopefully that will give us a little bit of advantage that we've been in there. But it should be a nice night, and we need to be ready to go.
And just to reemphasize in closing, their kick returner, gunner, running back, and wide receiver, great, not good, right?
Right.
Thank you. Good luck.
All right, Paul.